storage in that room, we keep 4 years worth of information here in files. You guys have been gracious enough to us to give us the ability to digitally store things, which gives me a quicker response time to the public whenever they call and ask me a question. I can look photos up on my computer now and a file up on computer versus having to pull files. So we're getting that information. We didn't have a waiting area for families whenever I first took office, and you guys were gracious enough to give us some more room here where these families feel a lot better. They come down here and they approach these nice ladies behind here, and they're able to sit and wait. Also offer stuff about counseling and stuff for families where, you know, they have a death and they don't know how to deal with it. They got that information about it. Also, administrator's out today. She has a sick child, but she handles the administrative end along with Jenny. This is Randy Bogan. He's the one I spoke to you about. He's the chief investigator here in the office. Councilman Brown.
Good to see you again, Randy.
He's handling, he reviews, there's always a forensic review in this office. Every case comes through here. I handle the homicides and the traffic fatalities. He handles the naturals and the suicides, but it all goes through. And again, scientifically speaking, it needs to happen because it's happening in all your labs and everything else now. This is an investigator's office. We've got 2 part-time investigators in here. Then the reserve investigators are in here as well. This office houses 2 investigators. It was fair size, so we put 2 in here. And then we've got I didn't bring the keys with me. I've got a nice conference room here with a different size table. I sit my families around it and make sure they, you know, get counseling this away from everybody else where they can receive that information. And then in here, I've got another 2 investigator offices there and here. So we've got a grand total, including Randy, 5 full-time investigators that work in this office, and then 2 part-times, and then our reserves. And our reserves are up to about 4 or 5 now. And we enlist their help. They come to work free of charge. Most of them are retired police officers. And we pay them mileage. Most of the time they ride with a paid investigator, so it doesn't cost us anything. We pay to train them as well. They give us their time freely, and we pay for their mileage and for their training.
Okay. You know, one thing that you just mentioned to me that just kind of catches me off guard. As you know, in my district, I have a large number of elderly citizens. In terms of your natural deaths, you said something about some life choices that people are making, and you're seeing some of that in what you do.
Yes, sir. As I mentioned to you before, a lot of what we're seeing in our natural cases now are people having to make a choice on whether or not they're going to eat, or whether they take their medicines, or whether they're able to afford going to the doctor. And we're being told by family members in our investigations that some aren't going to the doctor like they're supposed to simply because they can't afford it, or they're not going and getting their medicines because they can't afford it.
That's terrible.
But and those are just investigations we're catching, you know, as a requirement of the law about admission to the hospitals or surgeries. That's what we're seeing a lot of. And they die of unexplained, you know, we have to check and see how they died because the doctor won't certify their death. So it's up to us to be able to prove to the family this is how they died.
Well, that's good to know. I think we can try to help get that message out. Just check more on our elderly members. See what's going on.
Welfare checks would be great. And the police officers can't do it all. We need citizens to help us watch after our elderly and infirm people that are sick to make sure they're taken care of.
Okay. I definitely appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Stop by here anytime.
Yes,
You
sir.
know that.
Oh, yeah. I see you around